Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to study about electronics, and in the very beginning we will start with the Kirchhoff's law, Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. But before we start discussing these laws, I'd like to discuss briefly about the difference between electrical engineering and electronics engineering. So, in physics, we can say there is a difference between the electrical circuit and electronic circuit, and most of us don't bother about this difference, and we simply think that both of them are same, but in practice both are entirely different. There is a huge difference between these two. So one thing, we have a device. In terms of device, if I say one device is electrical device and another is electronic device. So what is the difference? Let us understand it. So in the starting with the electrical device or electrical circuit, it's the easy one. So in electrical circuit, as you can see here, I have shown some devices like electric bulb and iron or calculator, etc. So these are the electrical simple devices which convert electrical energy into another type of energy like heat or sound or light, etc. So what these type of circuits contain is the components, the components which are passive in nature, like the resistor simple R, inductor L, and capacitor C. So if our source is the voltage, then in these type of devices or circuits we have the combination of L, C and R, so that we have some type of current in the output, and which is determined by the load. So this is the simple devices, and the relationship between voltage and current is given by Ohm's law, which is linear, and also the power drawn by that load or that device or that circuit is determined by the voltage and current, the product of this V and I. So this is very simple about the electrical devices or the electrical engineering. But when we talk about electronic device or electronic circuit or electronics engineering, then we have some other components in our circuit too, which are active in nature. So in the electronics engineering or the electronics, what the difference is here, not only the current flows, but we can control the current flowing through the circuit by using the active components like diode and the transistor. So like this. Whereas in electrical engineering or electrical circuit, we are only concerned about the flow of electricity, flow of electrons through the circuit, through the wires, like in our electric bulb or heater or etc. But in electronics, as you can see, I have shown here a microprocessor, which is the heart of a computer, which contains which is very tiny but contains billions of millions and billions of transistors, which are the active components. And so by this the advancements in electronics and communication has been achieved. So this is about electrical and versus electronics. So now we start with the Kirchhoff's law. So Kirchhoff's law are the very fundamental in the electronics, basic electronics. It was first described in 1845 by German physicist Gustav Kirchhoff, and as I have said earlier, that first law is the Kirchhoff's current law, which is based on the law of conservation of charge, and second law is Kirchhoff's voltage law, which is based on the law of conservation of energy. So these laws can be applied to AC circuits as well as DC circuits. So here we have the Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, the abbreviation. So in this diagram you can see there are 5 different currents, I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5, which are meeting at a point A, which is also called a node or a junction. So you can see the direction of all the currents are different. Whereas the current I1, I3 and I4 are entering to the node A, the current I2 and I5 are leaving through this node A. So we will so this current this KCL states that the algebraic sum of currents entering a node is 0. So according to this diagram, what we will write that I1 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to I2 plus I5. Total current leaving is equal to total current entering to a node, any kind of node. Here this node is A. So we can have a sign convention that entering node currents entering can be taken as negative or leaving is positive. So or the vice versa is true. So the end result is the I1 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to I2 plus I5. So we can also state that the sum of the currents entering a node is equal to the sum of the currents leaving the node. So this is not very difficult to understand. I hope this is clear. Now coming to this second law, which is Kirchhoff's voltage law, also abbreviated as KVL. It states that the algebraic sum of all voltages around a closed path or loop is 0. So we'll come to this point later in this lecture about the path, loop, mesh. What are these different terms? So here let us first discuss this. In this diagram you can see a voltage source Vs and 2 resistors R1 and R2. So all voltages around a closed path. If I ask you to write all the voltages in this diagram, the first is the voltage source Vs, and first another one is potential difference or potential drop across this resistor R1 and R2, which depends on the amount of current flowing through these resistors. So if I is the current flowing through these, because these are in series, then these potential drop will be IR1 and IR2. So we can write Vs is equal to IR1 plus IR2. So this is very helpful when we deal with the complicated circuits containing more than one or two voltage sources as well as current sources or too many resistors. So this KCL and KVL simplify the complicated circuits, and thus they are very fundamental in the electronics. So in while doing the simplifications in circuits and analyzing the circuits, we have to have some sign convention of taking this current as well as this potential drop and voltage sources, this sign, how we take the sign. So we can have a sign convention like whenever we are going, as we have shown here in this diagram, here in this loop, we are going in clockwise direction. So in the voltage source Vs, we are going from negative terminal to positive terminal, so we are having a increase in the potential. So whenever we have increase in potential, we will take it as positive, and whenever we have fall in potential, we will take it as negative. So and also we are going here in the direction of current. Whenever we will go in the direction of current, then we will take this potential drop as negative, and vice versa. So this will be more clear to you through a numerical problem. So now in summary, we can write those both the KCL and KVL like summation of all the currents In, summation n equal to 1 to n, In is equal to 0, and summation of m equal to 1 to m, Vn equal to 0. So total current algebraic sum of all the currents is 0, and algebraic sum of all the potentials or voltage is 0. So this is the law of conservation of charge as well as the law of conservation of energy. So mesh analysis, these laws are helpful in analyzing a mesh practically. So let us consider these different terms. What is a loop? It is a closed path with no node passed more than once. And what is a mesh? It's a loop that does not contain any other loop within it. So similarly, we have planar and non-planar circuits. So basically, according to your syllabus or the scope, we will only consider planar circuits right now. So let us see some examples, then this will be clear to you. So here we have one example for explaining the Kirchhoff's law. So we have we can see a diagram where we have a situation that we have to find a current and voltage over each resistor. We have 4 different type of resistors. So let us start. We can either go from in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So let us start in this direction. This is a clockwise direction. Okay, so we have, this is the current I, and 20 ohm resistor, 6 volt source, 40 ohm resistor, 20 ohm resistor, 12 volt source, and 10 ohm resistor. So how can I write a equation for using Kirchhoff voltage law, KVL? So we have only one loop, so we can apply KVL in this loop. We no need to name any points. So if we have more than one loop, then we can write some A, B, C, D to identify different loops. So how we can write, starting with this point, this is negative terminal and this is going from negative to positive, so we have a rise in potential, so it will be termed as positive, so plus 12. Now we are going in this direction, from this direction, clockwise direction. So in the direction of current, we will write any potential drop as negative. So this will be minus 10 into I, then minus similarly 20 into I, then minus to plus we are going, so this will be plus 6. Now minus 40 I minus 20 I is equal to 0. Okay, So what will we get from here is minus 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 and minus. So this will be 20 10 30 and 40 70 90. So 90 into I is equal to 18. So I will be 18 divided by 90, which is 1 upon 5, which is, so I is equal to 0.2 ampere. So this is the current. So all the resistors are in series, so this is the same current will be flowing through each of the resistor. Now let us calculate the voltage over each resistor. So through 20 ohm, so we can write V20 will be I into R, so 0.2 into 20. Now it is very simple. So 20 into 2, 44 volt. V40 is equal to 0.2 into 40. Simply multiply each one by 0.2, 8 volt. V20 again equal to 0.2, or we can write V1, V2, V3, V4. Again 4 volt, and V10 is equal to 10 will be equal to 2 into 10, which is 2 volt. So 4 8 4 2 means if you combine it, if we add it, 12 16 and 18, total will be 18 volt. Total 18 volt. So this is the summation of all the voltages 0. Okay, this is the law of conservation of energy.